Hello and welcome to another edition of Yorkshire Voice for Monday, November the 14th. I'm Jack Simpson.
And I'm Monica Ponarowski. Leeds is a special place for us in the studio, but now it looks like the rest of the county and the rest of the world are recognising it too.
The third biggest city in England has just been named tourist capital of Yorkshire, pushing tough competitors such as York and Sheffield off the top spot. Lauren S. Whistle went to Leeds and has this report.
More and more people are visiting Leeds, making it the most popular tourist city in Yorkshire. So, why do people come to Leeds?
Yes, and we just love Leeds. It's very vibrant, busy place, but very multicultural.
There's loads of cool little funky things that you can go to, and there's always like art galleries on and like sort of quirky little bars.
And yeah, it's just a nice place to be, really nice vibe. People seem pretty friendly.
A survey by Conference Leeds has found that over 26 million people have visited over the past 3 years, meaning a huge spike for the tourism industry.
In Leeds this year we've had a real bumper year of world-class events. Top of that was the World Triathlon Series coming into Leeds in June, where we saw homegrown talent winning first and second in the men's race, and the event televised all across the world and trending first on Twitter for several hours across the world.
Leeds is also a huge business destination, which adds to booming visitor numbers.
Leeds is currently the 6th most popular conference destination in the UK, behind the likes of Edinburgh, Glasgow, London, Manchester and Birmingham. It's a brilliant destination with a fantastic conference venue portfolio. We welcome over 4 million delegates every year, 58,000 events, and the economy is worth £501 billion.
It seems that until other Yorkshire cities can catch up, Leeds is the place to be.
It's predicted that around 120,000 people in the UK are suffering from Parkinson's disease.
A fundraiser for sufferer Stuart Widrington is well underway after a charity skydive at Hibbleston Airstrip took place to help raise funds. Jake Ashby has the story.
A group of family and friends from Wakefield are today taking part in a skydive to help raise funds for Parkinson's patient Stuart Widrington, who received specialist treatment in America. Stuart's daughter Marie created a Just Giving page earlier this year to raise the money needed and hopes events such as this will help the page receive publicity and donations.
Basically because it's for my dad, he's got Parkinson's. I'd done a lot of research, spoke to my dad's consultant, and stem cell treatment's not actually available in the UK. They're still doing the research, so obviously it's for my dad. I want him to get the best treatment that he can. So,
is America Stuart's only option, or are there other alternatives available?
Yeah, they do it in like Switzerland, they do it in different countries, but after doing a lot of research, I found that the one in America is the best one, and obviously it's my dad, so I want him to get the very best treatment. So I've set up the page, it's doing really well, he's getting a lot of donations, and obviously things like this today, all the guys doing the skydive, it's absolutely fantastic.
How are some of the people taking part feeling hours before takeoff?
Yeah, excited. I've always wanted to do a skydive, but I'll be alright. I'm just nervous when the door opens, I think.
Very nervous now, yeah, it's getting real now. A few hours to go, so yeah, nerves starting to kick in a bit.
Yeah, raising money for my dad, so it's a great excuse to jump out of a plane, really.
So, how did Stuart's two sons, Carl and Adam, take to having to jump out of a moving plane at 15,000 feet?
Yeah, really good. Amazing. So you fell out, it was class.
It's been a great experience for a great cause.
Women's rugby league is a growing sport in Yorkshire, and recently more and more clubs have been setting up their own ladies' teams. Last August, Super League club Castleford Tigers decided to jump on the bandwagon and launch their own women's side.
With only a few months before the start of the new season, the Castleford Tigers ladies were already in training as they aim to make their first campaign a memorable one. Seb Sternick caught up with the team.
Since their launch last August, the Castleford Tigers ladies have been preparing for their first ever season. With high expectations in place, the club have brought in a top-class coaching team, led by former England international Lindsay Anfield. The new head coach comes into the team with a ton of experience, and many of the players have praised their appointment.
Lindsay's the reason I'm here at CAS. She was I played for England students in my last few years of uni, and she's the reason I'm down at CAS. It was her name that brought me down here to CAS, and more than the name CAS itself, in fact, it was Lindsay who brought me down here.
She's just one of the top, I think. I've had the opportunity to train with other coaches, and she's nothing in comparison to the others, so she's a class of her own.
The team have been entered into the Premier Division, which is the pinnacle of women's rugby league in England. Despite the stiff opposition, Lindsay Anfield is confident they can give other teams a run for their money.
Expectations are to hopefully compete with the top team in the league. I've done so much preparation that anything less than at least being within reaching distance of the top 3 teams, I'd be disappointed with, and especially with some of the girls that we've managed to get. So yeah, I think top 4 is getting to the semi-finals is a reasonable expectation.
With pre-season just around the corner, excitement is building ahead of the inaugural season. It's safe to say that when the first tackle is made, these women will be ready.
Now till sport that not only takes danger to a whole new level, but also pushes every rider's physical abilities to the limit.
Motocross is a sport that is full of fast bikes, dirt tracks and jumps that are higher than a 2-storey building. And a 12-year-old from Wales is making a name for himself, both for his talent and his youth. Monica caught up with him and his team boss.
This weekend, teams, riders, fans and major motocross businesses made their way to Stoneleigh for the annual International Dirt Bike Show. Amongst the crowd was the 2016 85cc MX Nationals British champion Joel Rizzi, who has just made the big step of moving up to a 125cc at just 12 years old.
I moved up to 125 just the end of this year after the Michelin MX Nationals ended and I won the championship. Loved the 125, it handles, the power's good, jumps are 10 times easier, I'm just starting to love it.
This is a rather unusual move for the young Welshman, as the average age for most kids to make this transition is 16, but young Joel was keen to make his mark in the world of motocross, competing in the British and European Championships.
After Joel won the Big Wheel Championship at the MX Nationals, I think it was the right thing for him to move up to a 125. There wasn't a lot to be gained by staying on a big wheel. He's growing very quickly, and the 125 Championship is the championship to do this year. He's at a level where he's ready to take that step with them, albeit he's a year or 2 years younger than the riders he's up against. Honestly, I don't have any expectations in 2017, but I think with a longer term plan, Joel's going to go on to big things at World Championship level.
And with the right team behind him at RFX KTM, it is clear that Joel is a young motocross champion in the making.
Whitby is one of the UK's most scenic seaside towns. However, this season, it's their local football team that's stealing all the headlines.
The North Yorkshire team have flourished under manager Chris Hardy and are flying high in the Northern Premier League. Billy Curtis has more.
Whitby is known for its leisurely walks, scenic views and beautiful coastline. One thing they are less known for is Whitby Town FC. It was a beautiful day for football at the Turnbull ground as the team warmed up for their FA Vars first qualifying round match against Workington. As the pre-match warm-ups finished, a superb game would ensue, with Whitby victorious by 4 goals to 3. I spoke to Whitby press officer Paul Connolly for his thoughts on the game.
Did very well, very impressed with the fight back the lads put on and the character that's in that dressing room, because it's showing week in week out in the league, and it'd be nice to get it in the trophy and get a good run there, because this is where we make our money, is games like this. If we win this today, £2,700 in the bank, you know.
Whitby have had quite a turnaround from their poor season last year, as they currently sit top of the Northern League, and Connolly gives all credit to the new manager.
Chris Hardy, I would say. He's done a very good job since he's come in. We brought him in from Gisborough just about a year ago now. It's a year next month as we look at it. He's been very professional in how he's done things, and from the start he's done things right. He's done it the right way, he's done it properly. He's brought the right people in, the right players, and it's good to see, because a club like Whitby shouldn't be struggling at the bottom of the league. It's a club that can go far and it's got a lot of potential, so it's, you know, good that Chris Hardy's come in, he's turned it round and he's continuing to take us forward, and I hope long may it continue.
Another win for Whitby, and the Seasiders just keep on rolling.
Guiseley Football Club enjoyed a tough season so far, with only 3 wins from 19 games. The club are currently second from bottom in the National League and are 3 points from safety.
Adam Lockwood took over as a new manager last September, and the 35-year-old is hoping his side can rise to the challenge and avoid the drop. Ben Gosdick reports.
Guiseley Football Club has begun a new era as they appoint former player Adam Lockwood to step in as manager to help improve their situation.
Guiseley, I think that is a very good club because he's in a competition very difficult. And now it's not in a very good moment, but they can do something good this year.
The fans have faith, but I spoke to the man himself and get his thoughts.
Club just asked me, give him a hand and help him out in the situation. Obviously, if I can do anything to help, then definitely so. It's been tough as usual, but now we're learning and developing as a group, so yeah, it's very good. We obviously want to get out of trouble, but it's, like you used the words straight away, it's a tough season ahead, and we'll keep plugging away and try and improve every week and see where we get. We just look at the strengths of opposition and look at our strengths and weaknesses and try and improve us, and that's what I keep trying to do week in, week out, and every time we train and play, trying to improve as individuals and as a group, and I think we are doing so. There's a long way to go, and hopefully we can keep plugging away.
At this point, Guiseley sit 23rd in the Vanarama National League, and with the odds against them, it's time for these stars to shine and heroes to be made.
For our final story, we head to Ilkley, where a local football club is within reach of its goals to raise enough money for a new pitch. The facility is expected to bring a big boost to the community should the plans go ahead.
The new ground will be 3G, which is a new kind of artificial turf, and many say it will make for a better playing surface for local footballers. Jack has more.
Ilkley Town training on a 3G pitch at St Mary's in Menston. This is where they have trained for many years away from the town due to inadequate facilities. The 3G pitch will bring a huge number of benefits to the club, with the team hopeful for filling their matches once the pitch is complete.
Currently we train at St Mary's here. It'll give us a surface very much in Ilkley. It's one for the community. We have a number of junior teams who train in various locations. It will put us all in a central location where we're all together, and it'll give us the chance to train on a quality surface.
£320,000 has already been raised by the Ilkley community. The amount will be matched with funding from the Premier League. This has put the club within touching distance of reaching the £660,000 target.
We're looking for business sponsors, so we've just launched a new package of sponsorship programmes, whether it's banners around the pitch or in an advert in our newsletter, or even if they want to name the stadium, we're looking to have somebody name the stadium, which would be fantastic. And then individuals can enter our Buy a Brick campaign to get a brick in a special pathway with a name engraved. It's £100, and they get a little recognition of the contribution they've made to this new asset.
If all goes to plan, work will begin February 2017, which that will delight the community of Ilkley and all those who've put their time and effort into making this possible.
That's all for this week's edition of the Yorkshire Voice.
Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.